Because the issue of women's entry into Shabarimala temple is back in the spotlight ahead of the crucial assembly elections in the state. Should women of all age groups be allowed, like men, to enter the revered Shabarimala temple in Kerala? Well, we've had this debate several times in the past. In November 2018, the Supreme Court, by a 4-1 majority, permitted the entry of women of all age groups to the Shabarimala temple, saying that devotion can't be subjected to gender discrimination. This overturned the tradition that restricted the entry of women thus far. There were widespread protests across Kerala and review petitions were then filed. Today, the 3-judge bench decided that a 9-judge bench will be constituted and day-to-day hearings in the case will begin from the 7th of April. The 9-judge bench will also examine about 7 legal issues concerning religious rights and freedoms, and then will take a decision on the entry of women in the hill shrine of Shabarimala in Kerala. More importantly, the centre today opposed the entry of women in the temple, citing tradition followed at the temple, but said that it supports the review petition as well. Let's in fact go through the timeline that the top court has set for all sides to put forth their views. Let's take a look at what's being stated over here. It's the 7th of April where day-to-day hearings are all set to begin. It will be a 9-judge bench that will be constituted. From the 7th of April to the 9th of April, parties supporting review will argue their case. From the 14th to the 16th of April, parties opposing the review are set to argue the case. From the 21st of April to the 22nd, rejoinder submissions are expected. On the 22nd of April, hearing is to be concluded in this case. Now, this issue has also put the left government in a spot ahead of the assembly polls. The pressure is now mounting on the Pinarayi Vijayan government to clarify its stand. Congress has asked the government to clarify its position on the contentious issue, as earlier the Pinarayi Vijayan government took a strong stand in favor of women's entry in the year 2018. Later apologized after seeing the protests and outrage as well as the political debacle in the Lok Sabha elections of 2019. Meanwhile, CPM has said that the issue is now a matter of women's dignity. Listen in.
Supreme Court പറയുമ്പോൾ ഈ 7 പ്രശ്നങ്ങളെക്കുറിച്ചും നന്നായി ആലോചിച്ച് എല്ലാ വശങ്ങളും നോക്കി നിങ്ങൾക്കൊന്നും ഒരു സുവർണാവസരം കിട്ടാത്ത രൂപത്തിലുള്ള അഭിപ്രായം പറയും. അതുവരെ നിങ്ങൾ ക്ഷമിക്കുക.
See, the enthusiasm of opposition leader is dubious. So his eyes are on elections. Honorable Supreme Court is reviewing its own order. It's not reviewing government's position.
This party is always with the Sabarimala traditions and its beliefs. And whatever the tradition says, that should be followed. That is our definite stand, clear-cut stand. That way I emphasize. But the state government and the CPM, they have taken a stand against the traditions.
This is a very, very important issue. And it regards the dignity of women also. Nowhere in this world that any religious places prohibits the women of different age to enter into the religious place.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Taking this across to our guest now, joining us is Navya Haridas, spokesperson of BJP Kerala. With us also is Rahul Ishwar, activist. Padma Pillai is a Shabarimala devotee. We have S. Balan, lawyer and left supporter. Kevin Matthews is also with us. He's a political analyst. Let's start first and foremost with S. Balan. S. Balan, the question that many will ask is that in 2018, when the LDF government, allowed or facilitated the entry of women into the Shabarimala shrine, we all saw the political fallout in 2019. Has the left government learned from the past? Is that why it's taking a very cautious approach this time around? Because your rivals are asking you to come clean on what the stance of the LDF government will now be, now that there is going to be a day-to-day hearing in the Supreme Court. S. Balan.
Yes, sir. See, there is a constitutional morality. Article 14, 15, 16 speaks about equality before law. No discrimination between men and women. So that is the position of law. And again, faith is Article 25, 26, 27. See, there is a tradition, what you mentioned, tradition when it started. You read Caste and Tribes in South India, that book, it's a research book published in the year 1785. They place Dharmasthala, Ayyappa Devasthana, Ayyappa, Sabarimala, that was the place of worship of forest deities called as Malai Arayar. Later on, it was developed into this level. See, what I'm saying, that is not the tradition for hundreds of years. This tradition is started about in the 20th century only.
Okay.
Therefore, whether left,
okay, many hands going up, many
right,
hands wanting to counter you on that fact itself, Mr. Balan. So just hold your horses. Rahul Ishwar first. Rahul Ishwar.
Two humble submissions. Please don't take liberty with facts. No, we can be conservatives and liberals, but please don't be a liberal with fact. Shabarimala customs and traditions have been there for centuries altogether. For example, I can give you a document, 1816, Survey of Member of Travancore and Cochin States, page number 136, volume 2, paragraph 4, speaks about Shabarimala, and it is clearly written, all Hindu communities are there. Brahmins were there, Nayars were there, Malayas were there. And Balansar should know, it is Rahul Ishwar myself who has been fighting malaria case for the past 8 years in Kerala High Court, giving them rights to light the Magaravilakku lamp. So please don't bring in caste to divide Hindu community. That's one. Second, Madhavdas G, please understand, lakhs of women enter Shabarimala every year. Lakhs of women enter Shabarimala every year. There is only an age regulation. You may agree with it, you may disagree with it. You are free to do both. But lakhs of women enter Shabarimala every year, and women above the age of 50 and below the age of 10. There is a age regulation for young women because the deity is a Naishtika Brahmachari or Naishtika celibate or eternal celibate. This is the reason and rationale for this. And the left government has been trying to bulldoze Shabarimala faith. They miserably failed. Thousands of cases were foisted. Even we are fighting those cases till now. So if they don't understand the sensitivity and culture, they are free not to come, but they should not be bulldozing. And my last sentence, Sri Pinarayi Vijayan and some of his henchmen in police, under the guise of the night, has even smuggled two young activists into Shabarimala, trying to break the tradition, which CPM had severe backlash to. So please understand, things have evolved. Right now, everybody is with Shabarimala devotees, starting from our Honorable PM Narendra Modi ji to opposition leaders. So it is time to unite and save Shabarimala on a positive note.
And let me take that question across to Kevin Matthews. Kevin Matthews, in 2018, the left very clearly called it, the question of democratic values over feudal notions, and then you called for the verdict to be implemented. Today, the left is seeing a very different tune. You are saying that they should balance devotees' interests and democratic principles. What exactly is the CPM going to tell the court? And is this, basic change of heart due to your understanding of matters related to faith and the court's intervention on the same, or is it purely because of politics and the fact that you have elections 2 months away from now?
Madhav, let me point out something. Even Rahul, I think, will agree. Even when, there was two positions on the Shabarimala issue in 2018, but even Rahul Ishwar will agree that then there was a minister, Kadagambali Surendran, said that Shabarimala is not the place for activism. Activism has to start elsewhere. And this is not the place to...
But then why were activists allowed to facilitate and enter the particular shrine at that point of time?
Yes, there were two schools of thought. So left is a very wide spectrum, and there were two schools of thoughts. But then the situation has also evolved. So even when
that is the stated position of the LDF government, you are saying the minister did not believe so. Then why were these devotees allowed to enter?
There was a Supreme Court judgment also, which the left government has a mandate to follow. The Supreme Court. And mind you, that case was brought by people connected to BJP and RSS. Mind you, the case that brought this judgment was, brought forward by people connected to BJP and RSS, because BJP...
The BJP and the RSS wanted to enter the temple. Is this what you're saying?
Yes, that is where it started.
Well, let Navya answer that. Navya, is it a fact that those who entered the temple and those who brought the case were people associated with the BJP and RSS, as the left seems to be suggesting?
Not those who entered the temple, those who brought the case.
See, this is not the place to struggle between the RSS and BJP, because we clearly know that when the issue started in 2018, who was supporting the bill and who was against the bill. Actually, Pinarayi Vijayan Sarkar was struggling very hard to bring activists like Rehna Fatima and Bindu Amini to enter Shabarimala, to break the tradition of Shabarimala. And they were struggling. They were even providing the police uniform to the activists, and somehow wanted to break the tradition of Shabarimala and to demolish the sanctorial sanctum of Shabarimala also. So it's not that... One second, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you.
Hello, yeah. And it's not that, and if you are pointing against BJP and RSS, we could clearly say that BJP and RSS were in the front feet for this struggle. Actually, in 2018, we, the ladies, the women of Kerala are ready to wait until the age of 50. You are saying that women are not allowed. It's not like that. In Shabarimala, women are allowed. The girls until the age of 10 can go to Shabarimala. And the women after the age of 50 can go to Shabarimala. So what is the issue? And the real devotees are ready to wait to see the deity, that is Naishtika Brahmachari, and wait until the age of 50. So the real devotees are ready to wait, but the people who are not having faith in Shabarimala, the people who are not having faith in Ayyappa, wants to violate all these rules and violate all the traditions which has been followed by the last many centuries. And they just want to, under the name of the Supreme Court rule, they are trying to violate the essence of the Hindu community.
Let me bring in some other panelists as well. Yogita Bhayana, you're a noted activist. You're joining the panel now. But, I just want to take you back to what then Supreme Court Judge Indu Malhotra in her judgment had said. She had pointed out that there are over 1,000 Ayyappa temples where women are permitted entry. And the manner in which the restriction is there as far as Shabarimala is concerned is because it's unique, because the deity is worshipped as a Naishtika Brahmachari, which two of our earlier panelists have also mentioned. So then does it become a question of women's rights or about denominational freedom in terms of their freedom to worship? Yogita.
See, I'll tell you very honestly, as earlier panel, Mr. Balan has clearly mentioned the articles which cover, equality and tradition and culture, which Rahul Ishwar has spoken about. There were many traditions and cultures which we had to undo because, of course, we are heading towards a civilized society. We all are equal, and there is no, I think the rules were set for different reasons. There might not be the cultural reasons. There might be some safety reasons, other reasons where women were not allowed. Who says women are not sacred when they are having menstruation cycle? I think they are the most sacred one that time. I think deity itself will hate these people for speaking like this. I personally don't want to go to Sabarimala, let me be very clear, because I don't believe. So I don't want to say that, but I'm talking on behalf of all the women.
I think you actually hit the nail on the head. Yogita Bhayana, that's actually the debating point. Those who want to enter the temple, if they don't believe the fundamental principles on which that particular worship happens over there, then why is there a fight at all? That would be the question that those opposing you will ask you.
No, but there might be many. They are only portraying the ones who don't want to enter. They think they are the followers. It can be other way around. Who are they to decide who's the real follower, who's not a real follower? They are nobody to decide. They just follow deity. They are not owning the goddess for that God's sake. They just can't claim to be owning her. Any woman who wants to be there for exploring temple tourism for whatever reason.
First of all, it is not her, it is him. Ayyappa is a male god. But Padma Pillai is smiling. I think I would like Padma Pillai to respond to the question that you just raised. Padma Pillai.
They are nobody. They are nobody to stop. Who are they? Are they custodian?
Got your point. Let Padma Pillai now respond to that point.
I am nobody to stop anybody, but I think it is now time. I think the discussion about Shabarimala started in 2016, and we are right now in 2026. And I think we have to cut away all the frills that we are discussing, and we have to ask if only Hindu religious institutions should come under the purview and scrutiny of secular institutions like governments and courts. Why should I have to, or the Hindu religious establishments have to explain why certain rules are there in certain places? The Kali in Bengal is worshipped. The Kali in Bengal is worshipped differently from the Kali in Kerala, and diversity is the strength of Hinduism.
One moment. Listen to the response. I will give you a chance to count up.
A civilization has lasted all these years because we have promoted and encouraged diversity. Now there is modern morality, the constitutional morality, this they say progress. You cannot come and tell me that somebody who is a sadhu who does not wear clothes is not allowed to have his vrata. You cannot come and tell me that a certain Kavad Yatra should not proceed because it's caused traffic problems. Modern issues cannot be imposed on top of traditions and then made into a tool to make us change our practices. Now the issue is that it should not stand secular scrutiny either by the government or by the court because it is a religious matter. It has to be discussed in a religious setting by people who have knowledge in the religious practices and culture of this country. It is not to be discussed in court.
Okay, answer that question. Yogita Behana, I got your point. Let me just put that point. Yogita Behana, simple point. Why should courts be deciding on matters of faith? And this is again something that Justice Indu Malhotra referred to. She had very specifically said that when it comes to judicial overreach is concerned into religious practices, she has raised a red flag over there. Is that not a valid concern?
Definitely.
Absolutely not, because law is for equality, law is for justice.
No,
if law, we have articles to take care of that any woman, any man, they are all equals. If they want to visit, I think they are there to protect, not to give such kind of judgment. Any which ways, it was very regressive. We are nobody to decide. We all are equal.
Who are you to decide
Madam's valid point.
No, but the right to worship is also constitutionally guaranteed, Yogita.
To Sati, okay?
I'm sorry.
So many women are losing their husbands.
Who are you to decide? Just like you asked us, who are you to decide?
Why are you not wearing the veil? It is also our culture. We have undone so many cultural activities because they were not good. They were not taking care of the. Yato, you don't believe in democracy. You don't believe in the constitution.
That's the reason why we want
democracy means you allow who wants to go.
India's
you are nobody to stop.
Okay. Okay, one by one. Yeah, there are too many people talking at the same time. One by one. Yogita Behana's question to you, Padma Pillai, is that if you are coming out with this point of view, you don't believe in democracy. You have no right to stop those. Society is headed towards a more egalitarian and more equal society, and therefore this is a natural progression. Respond to her.
Absolutely. A temple is not a democratic institution. It's not a public place. It's the deity's abode. It's the place where the deity lives. In Indian constitution itself, the deity has been designated as a legal minor. The temple is a place where he lives. It's not a public place. There is no place for democracy there. There is place for religion. There is place for custom. There is place for tantra. There is no place for this so-called superimposed, progressivism.
No, but Padma Pillai, I want to hold you a little bit over there. Of course, religious practices and the freedom to worship in a manner is there. But, at the end of the day, we can't say that there's no rule of law, no democracy. The simple point is that temple entry of various castes has also been allowed. I mean, it's taken several decades and centuries, but there has been progress.
It was discussed among spiritual leaders. There was a movement from within the spiritual community, and it was demanded of the Travancore, the Raja. It started in Kerala, incidentally. And the Travancore Raja in 1930 gave the temple entry proclamation because the spiritual leaders of Hindutva came out and said that this is conceptually wrong. This is not part of our religion. And it was proven beyond doubt, beyond any doubt from any quarter, that the practice was wrong.
Okay, let me bring in other panelists also. S. Balan, don't compare this to temple entry and other reforms that have taken place within Hinduism, because that happened after there was a broad consensus built about the injustice happening. Here it is a matter of practice of one particular temple. So don't conflate it to the other larger issues. S. Balan.
No. See, no. Constitution is supreme. What Article 51A says? Scientific temper. Why a woman after 15, below 50 should not enter into the temple? It is unscientific.
Do directive principles of state policy, do they trump the fundamental rights now? This is a new definition of constitution I'm hearing, and I've never heard of this before in my life.
No, obey the Supreme Court order. What I mean, obey the Supreme Court judgment.
Of course, that everybody is saying.
You can't go against Constitution. Constitution is supreme, not your faith.
Right to practice religion, the freedom of one's faith, is that not constitutionally guaranteed, Mr. Balan?
They have every right.
No, is the right to practice one's faith not constitutionally guaranteed according to you?
And this is a politics created by BJP RSS.
No, answer my question. We'll go to BJP and RSS. They're here to answer all those questions. I am asking you a specific, pointed question. Please answer that. Matters concerned with faith, the right to one's freedom to practice one's religion, is that not a constitutionally guaranteed right according to you?
Extraordinary than the Supreme Court. These are all the bigotry mindset of communal elements who wanted to politicize.
How is this bigotry?
For power. What has happened in Ayodhya everywhere.
Okay, Mr. Balan, I've asked you a question thrice. You've not answered that particular question. You're accusing your political opponents or the others, those on the other side of the debate, of being bigoted. So I want Rahul Ishwar to take that question. Rahul Ishwar, is this a bigoted mindset that's being displayed here, as Mr. Balan says?
Madhavji, let me proudly tell we got great support from our Muslim community brothers and Christian community brothers. And as you know, even inside Shabarimala, Ayyappa's best friend is a Muslim and other close friend is a Christian called Velita. So we got great support from all the communities and we were united in this fight. This fight is to save Article 25 and Article 26. Please remember, this is against the extreme woke feminist incursion and intrusion into our constitution. Actually, these people are toppling our constitution. They want Article 25 and 26 to be intruded by the woke feminist extreme liberal position, and we are against it. So we are actually fighting to save the constitution, and we are sure we will be upholding it because Article 25 and 26 gives us right. And please remember, lakhs of women already come to Shabarimala. There is only an age regulation. Now the interesting thing is, because of the Shabarimala verdict, and Ayyappa will stand as a vanguard not only for Hindu community but Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Parsi and all communities, and Ayyappa in effect, this landmark judgment, we believe we will win. This will become a yardstick and a benchmark for perhaps centuries to come, and Shabarimala verdict will save as some kind of a vanguard and safety valve, as a protection shield for not only Hindus but for all communities against any kind of this woke feminist intrusion into their beliefs.
Okay, let me bring in Kevin Matthews on this note. Kevin Matthews, you've seen what the KPCC chief has said. The Congress has come out and very clearly said that they support, the review petition in the sense that they stand clearly with all the Shabarimala traditions. The left has not been as unequivocal. We've seen Mr. M.V. Govindan saying that the party's position is not permanently fixed and that government will clarify its stand at the appropriate time. When will that stand come out? Kevin Matthews.
Madhav, before I come to that, let me just put in my 2 cents into it. First thing, Shabarimala, so even the matter in front of the courts at Judas right now is how far is faith and constitution interlinked. And when you compare Shabarimala to the other temple entry proclamations or the abolishment of a lot of other religious practices, see, one difference here is basically in all those practices, there was either a marginalization or there were people getting hurt. And in Shabarimala case, one huge difference is this is a private place. And as far as the constitution is concerned, and our secular framework is also concerned, faith is something that's a matter of private. My faith is very much private to me. And that is what a secularist state is all about. And Shabarimala, that is why I echo the sentiments of the earlier Devasam Board minister that Shabarimala is not the place for activism because that is not the private.
So do you support the review petition? Do you want to prevent the entry? You want to prevent the entry of women?
I have been vocal about that. That is not the place to start this conversation. See, if and when the Hindu community, because it is a matter of faith and it is about the community of the faithful to take the choice. It
exactly.
is not that I support.
Well, that's exactly what the BJP is saying. But Mr. Balan, here's Kevin Matthews who supports the left. Even he is saying it's a matter of personal choice.
Madhav, let me complete, please. So, Shabarimala today is a matter of faith, and if change should come, it should come from within the community of the faithful people. So it is basically, so I work for a company or when I work for an NGO, maybe it is for that company to decide. The same way the faithful are a community and it is for that community to decide.
Exactly, and the argument coming from this side is that it's denominational practice and there is a particular form allowed. But I want to bring in the BJP on one important point. And Navya Haridas, the question is this. The left may have made a mistake, whatever one choose to call it. Or they say they are following the Supreme Court judgment in 2018 and they had to. That was their mandate as a state. In 2019, it had a huge electoral debacle. But BJP and the RSS and others who supported that particular protest at that point of time were not the ones who reaped the benefit. It was the Congress party. Is that something that is likely to happen now again? Nabe Haridas.
It's really not. We are so proud that BJP and RSS has stood strongly during the Shabarimala to prevent the activists from entering into Shabarimala. And BJP, it clearly understands that BJP and RSS is strongly supporting the culture, tradition and spirituality of Shabarimala. So when they are pinpointing BJP and RSS, they must, on the other side also, they must think about that. When someone is readily coming forward to break all this tradition and culture and to break the faith and belief of the people, BJP and RSS have stood strongly to support these systems and the Sanatana Dharma of Hindutva also. So, here it's not about economy or it's not about democracy or equality. It's all about faith and belief. So here the faith and belief is being broken and thrown away by the LDF Sarkar in the last 2018 and 19 also. So in that cases also BJP and RSS have evolved in larger numbers, and we had organized many protests against this LDF Sarkar and to maintain the dignity and sanctity of Shabarimala also. So here Srimati Yogita had mentioned that she was clearly saying that I won't go to Shabarimala because I don't believe in that. So the one who is not believing in Lord Ayyappa, the one who doesn't want to go to a temple is coming forward for this debates that other women must be entered into Shabarimala. What is this? She clearly says that she is not interested in such things.
Let her answer that
but
question.
She says that
I want Yogita to answer that question. Yogita, there is a simple question. Just calm down. Listen to my question. Just a second, Yogita. Listen to my question, please. There is a restriction on women entering Shabarimala. There are similar restrictions on men worshipping at another temple in Thiruvananthapuram, which our panelists from Kerala would know about. Atukalpongal. So it's about how you worship. It's not so much about the gender discrimination itself.
I just really feel sick sitting on this debate with so-called educated people and talking about this. This is very regressive. I just don't believe that I'm talking to a senior journalist who's defending this kind of an act. I'm so sorry. It feels very...
Ma'am, the matters before Supreme Court, there are 2 points of view.
I'm so sorry. So who are you? Who am I? Like, let it be decided in the Supreme Court.
So that's exactly why we are having a debate.
It is very regressive, but you are defending it. I thought maybe you have some wisdom to defend the...
Ma'am, please don't sit in judgment of me. We are having a debate. Questions have been asked of both sides. Please answer the question that's being posed to you.
You're defending that. It's not really expected from a senior person like you. I mean, it feels that, okay,
these are free to put across your point of view. You are free to put across your point of view. Nobody is restricting you, but I'm asking you a question. Please answer the specific question.
Okay. Please, what is that question, please?
Just as there is restriction in Shabarimala, as far as the entry of women is concerned, there's actually a blanket restriction when it comes to another temple in Kerala, that is the Atukal Pongala festival that happens in Thiruvananthapuram, and men are not allowed there.
One should object to that also. We all are equal everywhere. I mean, we can't be talking so regressive stuff. We should stand for what is right. Everybody is equal. We've been fighting. It's not being feminist. It's not being Vogue activists. It's being asking for equal rights. God has given us equal rights. Constitution has given us equal rights. Deity would have given us equal rights, but these middle people have come in between and they want their own. They have their own agendas. I don't know what their agendas are. Financial agendas, that agenda, which agenda. They just want to show that they are the boss. You know, they own that temple. I think that's what should go away. And I think Supreme Court will take a right...
is the boss and he has decided.
I'm sure that we have...
Okay.
You are not...
Padma Pillai.
Madhavji, just one submission.
Yeah.
Ayyappa is the boss. The deity. Temple is deity's home. And like Padmaji earlierly beautifully said, temple is not a public place. Temple is deity's home. And deity has certain rules and regulations.
Okay. Padma Pillai, quick response to what Yogita was saying. Are these all just regressive views? You know, there have no place in today's day and age and society.
Easy.
This is all very regressive, says Yogita Bhyana.
It's very easy to put labels and, and deny and decry all those practices which you probably do not subscribe to. It's fine. You can think that it is aggressive. I do not even, there is no restriction to have, there is no lack of freedom of speech when it comes to Hindutva. Nobody will chop your head off and then, you'll not end up getting killed. But you can still label us, you can decry us all you want. But the problem is, using these words and these things, you cannot continue to come and interfere in our practices. What we are as Hindus saying, that allow us to decide our mandates ourselves. And I welcome the central government stand today that they have said that they will support the review petition. And I'm sure that, because they are living in a political country and it is a democratic country which also listens to all its constituents. So I'm sure that even the LDF government in Kerala and the government in center will listen to our pleas too, because we too need a voice. We cannot be, we can continue to be labeled, people can continue to ridicule us. But the fact is that you should not interfere in our practices using the powers vested by the state. That is the capacity of the state. Using that, you cannot beat us down unless you clearly prove to us that, these practices are creating fiction and friction and damage to broader society.
All right, we're completely out of time. We are completely out of time when it comes to the entire debate and taking this much forward. But I just want to read out what the Supreme Court said. Just one line, what it said on the 13th of October 2022 when it was hearing the entire hijab law of Karnataka. It says that it was simply a question of Article 19(1)(a) and 25(1). It is ultimately a matter of choice, nothing more, nothing less. This is where the court, and in a split verdict, ruled in favor of the religious choice of the girl in that particular case. Now, is this a principle that will apply in all cases? We don't know. Let's have a look at what the court says as far as these day-to-day hearings are concerned. And on that note, I'd like to thank all our panelists, Navya Haridas, Rahul Ishwar, Padma Pillai, S. Balan, Kevin Matthews, Yogita Bayana. Thanks so much for joining us on the first debate.